weather's been so nice outside recently. We're coming into summer and it's that perfect temperature where you can actually go out in the middle of the day and go swimming, and yeah, it's been great. The other day Mum and I went to a little reservoir which is about half an hour from where I live, and yeah, we went on a bit of adventure to find a place to have lunch, and yeah, I just loved it. It's such a great time of year, and yeah, it's so magical. So today I'm going to show you how to make some cauliflower cookies, and I actually haven't made these ones before, but I've been to the library and I've been looking at this cookbook which I'm obsessed with at the moment. It's the Simply Flow I Quit Sugar cookbook, and the other day I made banana bread out of only using banana peels and it was amazing. I'm going to show you guys how to make that one as well, but today we're going to try the gluten-free cauliflower Anzac biscuits. Now again, I'm super skeptical. I don't know if it's going to work or what's going to happen, but I'm keen to bring you guys along and we can see what happens. I always buy cauliflower and I have no idea what to do with it. They usually just go off in the fridge. So I'm just going to cut off the bad parts and then blitz it up into cauliflower rice and then make the cookies. I struggled a bit making cauliflower rice out of a NutriBullet. I always want to get one of those really good food processors, but usually you can't justify it because you can get by just with a NutriBullet. Even though you have to struggle sometimes, they still work. So now that I've made my cauliflower rice,
then added 1/3 cup melted coconut oil, 1/2 cup rice malt syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to a NutriBullet with the cauliflower and blitzed until creamy. So here I'm adding 1.5 cups of leftover almond pulp or almond meal, 2 cups of leftover coconut pulp, or in my case I use coconut flour, and then 2 tablespoons of buckwheat flour, and then combined until a dough-like consistency. Next, I line my tray with some non-stick baking paper and then line the cookies out all in a row. I started by placing them into balls and then I slowly squished them down so they weren't too thick and cooked evenly. Here, I also wet my fingers just a little bit so the dough did not stick. Next, I put them in the oven on 200 degrees and cooked for 20 minutes.
I'll link you guys the recipe down below off their website, but yeah, it's just interesting. I've been really liking experimenting with different ingredients in recipes and just seeing how they go, as well as trying to make healthier alternatives than your regular sugary Anzac biscuits. And I've been finding that around like 3 o'clock when I finish work, I'm always so hungry and I always wanted to go to the bakery and grab that sugary carby fix, which isn't really the best thing. A great alternative already in the fridge for you to grab. So what I've been doing is prepping just a couple of things in the freezer, and that way I have to actually defrost it to eat it. Otherwise, if it was just in the fridge, I would just eat it quite quickly. So this way I always have things in the freezer that are ready to defrost, and once you take the time to defrost one and plate it up and put whatever you want on it, you're kind of satisfied, rather than having, you know, sliced banana bread in the fridge where you just grab one slice after the other. So it's all about making food less accessible, but also accessible when you need it. Out of the oven, I'm gonna let them cool just for a little bit and then time for a taste test. So here's our cauliflower cookie. I kind of burnt them a little bit on the bottom, but that's okay. So then let's see how they break. They are very crumbly. And that's them on the inside. Not too bad. If I were to make these in future, I would add an egg to them. By adding the egg, it makes them stay combined and not as crumbly, but in terms of flavor, it's actually quite interesting with the cauliflower in it, and I quite enjoy it. Thanks guys for joining me for this recipe, and I'll see you next week for next week's video. Bye.